to do your thing and
Yeah.
talk to us in here?
Yeah. And then a lot of them come in here while I'm doing it. So, because I'll paint a little bit over, do some of my painting over here, and so I'll do it both ways. Some of them will be looking at it while they're painting. A lot of them like to come in here and watch. So I just thought while we're waiting, I'm gonna warm up a little bit. And what we got here is a picture of Parlange that was sketched by an artist back in the 20s or 30s rather, something like that. And so we're just going to do a little quick sketch of Parlange. This is it right here. And show the house and the pigeon air. Yeah, and I'm just going to call them and reschedule it. You know, we can do it another time. But I like I was telling some of the other ones, I don't want to go and
it rained this morning at my house at 7:30.
Yeah, infringe on those people's property and everything, their personal residence.
Ross had signed up for this, didn't
Yeah, he called me. He said he thought, you know, he's the one that called me and let me know they had flood warnings and all that out there. So he just said he feels like he better cancel. And I said, well, look, I understand. You know, because I'm just letting everybody do whatever they want to do. But I think if we can just play around here and then we just load up and you got to be tough, man.
No, go with the flood.
Go with the flood.
Go with the water.
And I'm sure we'll be invited to go again.
Oh, yeah.
What we're doing is, what I'm doing is this is a drawing that I have, and while we're waiting, I'm just going to sketch a quick little sketch here. And
Can I get some watercolor paper while I'm here?
sure, what kind would you want, Charles? I mean, you need, because you mean talking about right now?
Yeah, I brought some, but I'd rather not use it. I like to.
Yeah,
I
okay.
need some anyway.
Yeah, we'll wait. I got it out in the car,
Okay.
and I'll bring it in. I'll get you whatever you want. Okay?
I got 2 pieces, but that's all I've got left. So.
Sure. Well, it's always good to. Not always. I always like to have extra. Let's
I
make it.
paint better when I have backup. It's like
That's right.
I can afford to lose 1 or 2.
Well, I think it's just good planning myself.
Thinking that was gonna go in there.
Well, what we're doing here is just, I'm talking while I'm recording, so you just go do whatever you want to do there. I'm quickly sketching this out. This is a little sketch of Parlange that was done a number of years ago. And it's rather unfortunate that we can't go, but that's all right. Parlange Academy. Yeah. Yes, Marilyn. No, we're not going there. But what we're going to do, I'll just tell you what we're going to do, and it's up to whatever y'all want to do. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's no problem at all. Yeah, but I figured that I'm going out there. The sun's shining here now, but they've been saturated the last 2 days, and it's got flood warning. So I'm just telling everybody, just do whatever, you know, is most convenient for you. So that's okay, good. Well, I tell you what, it's a busy time of the year, and I'm going to reschedule it in June or July. And so, you know, so don't worry about it. We'll credit you either that or your tuition or something like that. That's fine. So, sounds great. Kay can't believe she's not gonna get to wear her boots, man. Well, we're just gonna kind of sketch this in roughly. Across and put the fence. Hey, Thomas.
Agenda, boss.
Man, look, hang around. We'll do something.
Okay.
We're not gonna go there because it's
Good rain.
and now that they're in flood zone and all that. I mean, you know, this is a
Yeah.
very low parish, so we're gonna wait on that, and then I'm just sketch. This is a little, believe it or not, this is a little sketch of it that was made in 1929, 1930.
Oh,
And
really?
it has two of these pigeonnieres up front.
I need about half that size, Donna.
The half sheet?
Half.
Yeah, we want a 300.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this one in half. That's the
Give it
size
here,
I need,
here.
right?
I'll cut it for you.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
Now, I may get a call at some point, and I need to run out for a little bit.
All right. No problem, Thomas.
Good.
Yeah, we're just kind of waiting. Everybody will be here in a minute, and we're going to get everything all lined up. Because what I'd like to do, I'm kind of leaving it up to everybody, but I'd like to, if we don't, since we're not going to go there, I'd really like to have it where we can maybe do a little something here.
I know.
And then, which is, because I tell you, this bunch, man, when they go to the sketching trip, they want to paint. You know, I mean, they don't care. I'm serious.
That's good.
Oh, I know it. It really is.
All right, I'm going to grab my stuff.
Go ahead, yeah. Well, anyhow, we're just continuing with the sketch along here. Let everybody see that a little bit more closely. Now, I'll probably want to add some other things in a little bit, but for now, I think we're in good shape. We'll put our dormers in here. We're going to do a little ad-libbing on it, and of course we'll put some trees back behind the house. It's an old place here that's pretty well saturated.
Man, look at those cast shadows out there.
Man, I don't know what y'all doing, but I'm painting Parlange right now.
Okay, let's go.
Let me, hey, Pat. Okay, we're recording, and let's talk a little bit about what we're doing here. This is a sketch. I'll show you where it came from. This was out of a book that was written about 1929 on old Louisiana. It has a lot of plantation homes in it. And I selected this, of course, because it was Parlange. Now, what I did compositionally was I actually, let's see if I can make this just, see the thing that you always want to do whenever you're starting to do a painting, you should always take an S.A.T test. Okay? And that is, you could see how does it measure up again with okay, what's that stand for? I remember.
Stamina.
No, stamina. Okay, that's good. Okay, first of all, what is your statement? Now, the first thing I see wrong with this sketch, of course, it's a pencil sketch. Okay, it just recorded the idea, but I have a conflict between which of these two is the center of interest. Okay, so I'm gonna decide that conflict right now by saying that I would like for the building to be the most interesting part of it, and not the pigeonniere. So that's my statement. Second thing I'm going to do for the A is going to be I'm going to analyze it. Okay, because again, this is not reality. And this is where people really miss the boat, and I think so many times people go off the deep end on, you know, right now, nobody even heard the word plein air 10 years ago. Okay, and ever since particularly the John Singer Sargent exhibits and other things, now it's almost like if you're not painting outdoors, you're not in, okay? And it's amusing to me because you never heard of it just a short time ago. And whether you're painting outdoors or whether you're painting indoors, like Ronnie was saying earlier, okay, it's how do you formulate your thoughts? How do you formulate your ideas? What is your statement? What do you want to see? What do you want other people to see? Secondly, in analyzing this, how much information do you need? Well, again, this is only a reference material. If it was a photograph, if we were on the spot painting, and I hope y'all can get this clear to you, or whatever, you would still have the same problem. And the problem is, what is your statement? The second, when you analyze the information around your statement, how much information do you really need? And then thirdly, the technique on how you're going to do it, okay? Well, I'd like to experiment with certain concepts, and by the way, this is not being counted on the time. I'd like to experiment with different ways. Point of order, Joe. I'd like to experiment with what, in the words, what I actually want to do, how I want to paint it. Okay, so technique-wise, do I want this to be something I'm going to spend all day on, or do I want to do it in 30 minutes? Mark your clock when I start it. 30 minutes is what I'm going to do. Okay, now, so we have the three things analyzed. I passed my S.A.T. test, and I'm ready to start painting. Now, let's look at the painting. First thing I didn't like, this is a very low elevation. This is swampland. Okay, just about. A little bit higher elevation maybe, and this may be highly, and I'm sure it is. But first of all, this is not sitting on a hill. And with the eye level at the point that it is right here, this should have been a lot higher as far as my perception of it. So I feel like this is almost too even. That's creating part of the confusion. So the first thing I did was I made this taller. Okay, and then secondly, I didn't feel like it needed all this foliage, and from other photographs that I have, it's not the trees and the forest surrounding this that I think is so unique, it's the moss. And it's the heavy, heavy moss that they had there years ago. And so consequently, I'm going to rearrange this as I'm going to show you in a moment, and I think everyone can see this pretty well. Let's.
Since we're not on the clock, can we get a picture of that before you start?
Oh, thank you, Joe. Yes.
Yeah, sketch.
I was just reminded me by my conscience that we're going to get a picture of this in just a moment before we start painting.
Oh,
Okay, it's warmed up. No, it's one of me. Okay, and then when we get through, if any of you would want to do this one, you're more than welcome to do it or do part of it, see? And I think I'd like to make one other quick comment in passing. This is a source from another picture, and I'll go ahead and see if I can get this on the screen completely.
That's got a lot of that moss.
Yeah, see, this was from another source that I used. And this is the pigeon air looking at it from the side. And I really played up the moss and so forth, and you can see the colorfulness of it and all this type of thing. So that was nothing like that in the photograph. And I want to likewise do the same thing. I want to get the deep, deep foresty look and all the other things that we're talking about. Okay, so what I did, notice I moved the building up. I made it higher so we have a nice little L shape here. I am going to use a little chiaroscuro on it where I'm going to have my light coming from left to right. Maybe not exactly. So we have a road in here that I added. We're going to have some shadows cast across the road. And then I'm going to have to tone down this just enough to where the building really will remain the center of interest. I'll put some limbs coming out here, and I'm going to have some moss dropping down from the top. So we're going to wind up really having all the elements in it. In fact, I may even use a little bit of the information. I may go all the way up to the top here and use a little, put my moss hanging down like this. Yeah, I like that. And I'm going to make this all real dark. And I think that's going to work out a lot better. This is one of those compose it as you go along paintings. Now, just one last comment about that. The great thing about it is start with an idea, start with a center of interest, allow yourself room to change it. It doesn't really matter. Okay, and I don't like this coming down that abruptly. I think I'm going to have this come out just a little bit further here and cover up the building.
Question, Master.
Okay,
Casso.
yes.
Why, if the building is gonna be your center of interest, why wouldn't you have the light coming from this direction? So it puts that side of the Pigeonniere in the shade, which gives you a natural darkness.
Because I'm going to have this real dark right here.
Oh, okay.
No, but
Okay,
Joe, let me,
okay.
I mean, that's part of the answer. I thought very seriously about doing it the other way. See, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because these are the kind of questions when I say analysis. Okay, I mean, people, we take a photograph and we jump right in and we start copying a photograph. And all this really is all about is to make you think and to make you realize all the variables that are out there that you can choose. This is where your creativity comes in. Now, I wondered about it, Joe, because, and I've already made the decision that I'd like to come across here. I want a real chiaroscuro effect, okay? And chiaroscuro tends to be left to right, okay?
Yeah.
And that's the way you read it. So I want the strong shadows here cast across here, and then I already decided that I'm going to leave this lighter. I'm going to show this clearly, but I'm just going to tone this down slightly enough where the building stands out.
Okay.
Okay? And so that way I really will be creating somewhat of a U shape right here. Okay? Now, let's just take a moment. We'll go ahead and make a copy of this. We can start timing it in just a moment, too.
Okay.
You didn't have on the list to bring a stopwatch.
No, I can handle it.
You can handle it?
Yeah,
Go get my clock.
he's.
Yeah, this is going to be a 10-minute test.
Come out.
It's a little light, but the sketch is light.
You make me a copy too? I said, will you make me a copy too?
Yeah, we'll let him.
We're going to see.
It may need to be a little darker, huh?
Yeah, probably so. I don't know whether he wants it
I
darker.
had a very nice gentleman. You want a little darker? I had a very nice gentleman that made me that 10-minute clock, and I really do appreciate it very much. Yeah, we'll get it just a little bit darker.
Jump out, get my jacket. I hate to go from hot to cold, but I'm gonna get, I have a
Okay, I
jacket
don't
in the
want you
car.
to
Is it
No,
too
no,
cold?
no.
No, what I'm going to do, I think I need to tone that down.
I don't
I
want
was
you
just
to
thinking
Some
about
of the
it.
people are donning jackets.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know, be wishy-washy. I'm
Well,
gonna
you know
get
what?
mine anyway.
It's this, I'm going to go get my, I'm going to go turn it off.
Okay.
It's this humidity, Helen. That's the whole problem.
Be right back.
I turned the air up a little bit, everybody, so. You know what I always think is so funny? Is what are people 100 years from now going to think about these videotapes, you know? And when they read all these books about all these other artists, you know, we look at them and all, and they're going to think, man, that guy was crazy.
But they're gonna remember he wrote a book.
Yep. Oh, listen, I have to tell y'all some good news about my book. I told y'all Thursday night, didn't I? Yeah, I'll tell everybody about it in a minute. It's on the way. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is all kind of ways you could do this. Okay? Let's start, first of all right, what time is it?
3 minutes to 9. 10.
10.
3 minutes
3
to 10.
minutes to 10. All
3
right.
minutes to 10.
Okay, now the first thing we're going to do is, as I start to paint it, I'm going to make a commitment on the center of interest, as I mentioned, or a statement, and it's going to be this building. Okay, and so I think that what I'm going to do, I can paint around it and leave the building white, and then react to the subject. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, we have our light coming across here. So let's take a little bit, kind of like the colors I used on that other one. That Pigeonniere is white, but it doesn't really do anything for it to have it solid white. So I'm going to come across like this, and I'm going to leave this white. So we're going to come across like this. Now notice I got a 1/2-inch brush.
What color is that, Larry?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, now we're we're using the following 5 colors. Cadmium yellow light, not here. Cadmium yellow light, cadmium red, ultramarine blue, burnt sienna, and hooker's green. And I also have a little black and white also in case I need it for quick fixes. Okay, now for this particular color I'm going to use the raw sienna with just a tiny bit of, burnt sienna with just a tiny bit of yellow in it. Now when I get up to the roof, I think I'm going to use a little bit of red in the burnt sienna just to make it different. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to come here with our roof line like this. I'm just going to worry about it doing it flatly right now. And we're going to come like this. Okay, so we're going to kind of have this light area going all the way up. Now all of it, I know burnt sienna dries very lightly, so we're going to let it dry lightly. Now, I'm going to let it dry just a little bit more, but I'm actually going to paint some of this while it's wet. Now, since I'm allowing this to dry over here, I'm going to take my cadmium yellow now and my hooker's green, still with the 1/2 inch brush. Okay, and I'm going to have this as a really, really bright sunlit day. So I want to have most of the yellow in there. I want to get the colors real pretty. So we're going to come in like this, and I'm just going to start breaking sections down according to what I think they need to be. So we're going to do this, and I'm going to drop it down like this. Now if you prefer, you can turn your paper upside down, and now see, you already can start seeing how pretty the contrast is. Okay, now I know that this is here strictly for the reasons of making my my Pigeonaire stand out, so I'm going to start it like that. Then I'm going to go with a little bit more of the plain hooker's green and a little bit of burnt sienna. And I'm going to just come in here like this now. Mix it with what I've already got on there, do this while it's wet. And then I'm just going to simulate some foliage areas like this and leave a lot of light in it. Come down like that. And then finally, the last thing I want to do is to take my blue and my brown and add it to that green. And if necessary, even a little bit of black, but I think this will get, there we go. Because that blue and red will really, blue and burnt sienna will really give you a nice start. It's just when you need that special punch, I like to have that black around just if something's drying and I want to hit it real quickly. All right, now notice I'm just going right up against the building, and I'll just have a little bit of the dark coming out like this, and that's a done deal. Now I want to switch back around. I know some of this is going to be a little bit still wet on what I'm getting ready to do, and I want to come here a little bit too dark, and I want to start putting the darker section in. Now actually, I'm looking at my other one as a reference now. I might want to have this really just a little bit lighter. Now this is not this color, but I'm going to antique it a little bit. I'm going to come down like this. Okay, and then I'm going to come around the back side, and then we're going to hit it like this. Okay, this is still, everybody can see this okay? And now notice again, I'm still using that 1/2 inch brush. Now see, I can tell the way that this is drying. Okay, I probably should wait to put my darks in, but I think half the fun of doing this now is adding that color while it's still wet. So I'm going to take my blue and my red, and I'm going to fearlessly, let's get a little bit more blue. A blue and my burnt sienna, excuse me, I keep saying red. I think I did use red. Okay. Yeah, it's the blue and the red, but you have to put a little burnt sienna to darken it, okay? I've got a lot of brown in it that's showing up. But again, I preach this to y'all all the time. I don't care about the values. The colors rather, as long as the values are right. Now, I'm going to let this have a little reflected light coming in here behind it. Okay, now I did that, and then I'm going to come in, and I want to come right up under here, and we're going to do the same thing over here, like this. And then I want to come up here, and I'm not going to make it quite so dark. Now notice even where that's running a little bit, I kind of like that. Never used to be able to be that free to do anything like that, but I really do like it. Now lastly, I just want to come in on this part over here. Now notice I'm really doing most of this while it's wet. I'll pick up quite a bit of reflected light. And then I'm going to come down like this. And leave mostly this color on the side area. And now, I know that I'm going to leave this relatively light. No, I think I'll wait. See, Joe, would you mind getting me another thing of water? I think I'm going to go ahead and start putting some of my sky in. Okay, now again, this is in various stages of drying, so I want to come back up underneath here now, and I'll put my little shadow area there. We can kind of connect that all together. Now, these are greenish shutters on here. I'm in the light with them. Now watch how one stroke and one stroke down here. And you don't have to explain it. Thank you, Joe. All right, now I'm going to wait a little bit longer on this side over here to come back and put my greenery next to it. But I think what I will do is come in like this, show a little bit of the antiqueness on it that I want to show. And really tone it down a little bit because later I'm going to tone this down. Now, I'll leave that part like it is. And I think since I started with this, I'm going to do it the same way down here. I'm going to come across here. And I'm going to bring this like this. And across here like this. We're going to pick up the same thing over here. So of course all that's going to be in shadow. Okay, now I already know what I want to do on the opposite side. I'm going to come in. Now this is going to be in shadow, so I'm not going to put too much of the lighter green. I'm just going to come in and put like a little darker version. I'm going to come in like this. And we're just going to bring it all the way down. And I'm just kind of grabbing, this is just like the green, maybe a little bit of burnt sienna in it. Okay, then coming up here at the top, I want to come in and just start leaving some areas that are going to suggest the moss. And this really, I'm going to have it like it's in shadow, and we don't want to have any light coming in over here at all. Put a little bit of this in here. Now, this is where I'm glad I practiced this on that other one, because I'm a little more comfortable with what I'm doing as a result of it. So I'm going to come on up like this. Now, some of this I will have a little bit darker. But I'll come here. And I'll just could even be using a bigger brush on this, but this will be okay.
You have to use a 2-inch brush, we wouldn't have to give him 15 minutes.
I know it. How much time I got, Joe? Don't tell me about the time,
We
man.
only got about 45 minutes.
I painted on it? Come on.
No, I mean, to go.
Oh, okay. Nice
He's
job.
doing it in 30 minutes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Rolling and showing.
Okay, now we're gonna go with the blue and the red. Now see what I'm doing now, I just know I want this solid mass over here. And remember, this is my painting, and these are ideas that I had, and I'm not afraid to use my ideas. And that's what all of us have to reach, that plateau, where we're not afraid to make our statement. And I'm gonna have some of this coming kind of like this, and now, which one of these is more black now? Okay, I want to make sure this is really, really dark over here. Now, remember too, probably looks like it, but the majority of what I've done this with has been just my 1/2 inch brush. And I think here I'm just going to carry my dark right on out. Okay, now. Think that green looks okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Looks good.
Oh yeah, great. Now, see what I'll do. Let me show you a little something I love to do. I might want to have a little yellow breaking through. Don't ask me why. Just reel me back in again if I go out too far.
Makes it interesting.
Now see, that's while that's wet, that's just pure yellow paint. And if we're going to put a little yellow, why not put a little red?
Ooh.
Pour me one more round of that stuff, man. Hey, hey, hey. Now, since I'm doing that, and I'm happy with it, doesn't sound like anything's bothering me right now. Now, while this is wet, I'm purposely going to do this. I'm just going to come down like this, let it run. Come back like this. And then we'll just take a little bit of our blue and red and maybe a little bit of black in it. And I kind of lost, let that green was a little bit on the wet side, so no big deal.
Take a run.
I was going to say, I like the light one.
Pull it back out, yeah. You like the light one? There it is. Okay, now you see, now I'm just going to, maybe between here, I'm going to do this, let a little bit, I don't want to lose my effect on that, so let's just not overdo it and not have to worry about buying it back. Okay, now we're going to come on this side over here. I already know that I want real bright colors across here because that light's hitting it. I might even use a little. Now let this dry. See, and I want some of the lighter yellow like I have on this side over here. Still, I haven't used anything else but the 1/2 inch brush. Now we're going to let that kind of go in like this.
Well, what's the importance of that? Is it just the fact that you don't have to change brushes all the time?
No, it's just you want to work fast. I've only got
okay.
30 minutes.
Okay.
No,
Well, that's what I mean. So
No,
you,
what it
save
is
time.
we all want to put too much detail. And the whole idea of an exercise like this is it makes you make decisions. We all want to sit there and play with something, okay?
Mhm.
And play. And the whole idea, if you set a time limit, and I purposely did this myself years ago. If you set a time limit and you determine that this is what you're going to do, then I think you grow. Fine Arts Academy. Hello? Yes. Sandra. Just 1 second.
Record that.
Oh, I can
You
handle
don't
that.
want a picture of it right at that stage, do you?
Okay.
Are we still gonna go eat at that
Joe,
place too?
very good.
You want to hit it with a blow dryer?
15 minutes. I don't need 15 minutes.
Okay.
You don't need
13.
15 minutes?
No,
It's on, it's on.
I'm just about done now. Okay.
Take you 30 minutes to do the house by itself.
Oh, you kidding, man? All right, now, what I did, I want the lighter area here up against the building at the top. And then coming down here, let's see whether I want that, how bright I want that over here. I'm gonna take a little white now and mix it with my yellow. And see, that shows up very nicely on the screen. Okay, I think I will have this lighter. Maybe I'll have a little darker as it comes down. So I'm gonna start with that, and then I'm gonna take some of this kind of middle tone green. Got a little white mixed in it, but that's not a problem.
To a lot of people, that's dark.
And then we're just gonna come around like this and have a little bit of this stuff doing its thing here. Okay, now, then again, don't forget, you want those strong, I see I got them here and I've got them here. Now this, to me, this left side here is very important to capturing the ambiance of that place. Because it really is just unbelievable.
And what do you call that building?
What's that, Pigeoneer?
Pigeoneer.
Yeah.
You've
Well, I
never
think
seen
the
one before?
Pigeoneer is where the young men of the house lived.
Oh, I thought it was where the pigeons.
No, I think the
Not
pigeon,
late nights and things like
no,
that.
that was the,
Get them out of the house.
I think that was what they called, there was another name for that, Joe, I don't,
Garconniere.
Garconniere.
Yeah, Pigeoneer, I guess.
See, I never have, the pigeons really stayed in the,
Yeah, I guess so.
okay.
Yeah,
Now I want to have
Garconniere is the one, you're right.
the strong dark behind here. Again, with my green. And as I go up, I'll hit a little bit more of my lighter color. Kind of let this disappear. I gotta watch, I almost created a tangent there. That's a no-no, we know that. Okay, now I want the a little bit more severity in that dark to give it some more punch. So we're gonna do this. And we're gonna do this. Man, y'all are so generous on the time, because I tell you what, I'm just about finished with this thing. I really appreciate it. Y'all have gotten a lot nicer to me in my old age.
Really won't put pressure on him too bad.
All right, now I'm just gonna take some dirty palette color. Whatever I got here, start putting in a little bit of the line work like this. Come back like this. I've got another window back here. It may not be here. Who's counting? And that'll break that up a little bit. Now coming up under an area like this up here.
That's what those TV guys do when they get through early. They start putting it all over the TV. They gotta make the program last 30 minutes.
I know it. That's right, Joe.
Make out like they planned it down
Okay, now we're going to come back across here like this. Drop some of that in. And then lastly, we'll do this. Across here like this. Now, for all practical purposes, that's done. I will put just a tiny bit of this color. Because the hardest thing is to just not want to make it busy. You know, you always want to put more. And generally it's way more than you need. So now see here, I'm going to alter this a little bit and show some of the tiles. And then I'm going to come across like this. And then we're going to come across the back of it down here. Okay, now, just for our purposes, for the fun of it, to put the little finishing touches here, I like to antique it. Now this thing was, the painting I did it from, picture I did it from, it was pristine white. Okay, but I just not that into making it that nice and pretty. Okay, and you know what? That needs a little red over here. Now, I'm saving this because I don't know how dark I really want to make that. All right, now we're going to come around the base of this, and I'm going to take a little bit of my burnt sienna again, and we're just going to kind of make this a little road-looking effect here.
Like a clay road?
Like a clay road. Always let it go to white like that. Okay, and then while I've got that in there, and it's wet, put a little bit more stuff coming across here like this. But I don't want to lose that white. Now, let's put a little bit. See, I keep drawing the tree. I'm gonna put this a little bit cooler in the distance. Put a little blue in it. Draw my little tree line behind the house. See, and I'm gonna have this really light where I can very easily distinguish this like this. Now, see, I have to make a decision. Do I want more foliage over here? I think I'm gonna do something else in a minute. I'll say that. All right, now I want to come down and do something down here when that road dries. It's dried a little bit, and I like to come back in now. I want to put a little bit more. So I still like to keep that wetness. So this kind of day we got today, man, we're gonna make that look like it's got some puddles in it. There you go. Now we're gonna leave that. That's all I'm gonna do on the house. Why don't we just come on down while I've got that
You're not
water.
gonna do anything to the house?
Well, I'm gonna leave it for right now. I want to let that all dry a little bit. So while it's drying, I'm just gonna come in, and I'm running out of palette here. How many minutes?
It got about 13 minutes.
Oh man, that Joe is so nice. I tell you what, he's mellowing in his old age. He really is. Okay, now, just got to make a decision, not much of one, as to,
Any sky showing?
Mary, I got your brush. Excuse me, I had to make a sale while I was doing this. Okay, now we're going to take a little bit of the blue. And this ultramarine blue is just lovely when it dries so much lighter. Now I do want to have one little area over here, just a little bit darker against here, maybe a little bit here. But notice again, I'm purposely doing this with the big brush. So I have a little bit of it coming behind here, just a little counter movement like that, because I don't want to put any detail in it. Wrong place. And I just want a pattern here to fill up some space. I think that'll do it. Okay, now this is probably dry enough down here to do what I want to do. All right, now the next thing I love to do is I love to come across here and show these cast shadows. Okay, and we're gonna just start with them relatively light. And this is where you don't have to be crazy to do this, but I tell you what, it really helps. You see how that's completing a little area across there. Now, last of all, I'll do it while it's wet. I'm going to take just some red and blue, and then I'm going to take a little black with it, and really get some dark shadows. Now, the reason I'm doing this, you see the darks I've got up here. This is what gives it the richness. You see, nothing. I'm doing right now is going to compete with this, except this. And I'll wait, and in just a minute I'll decide how darkly or lightly I need that to be. Look at how that dried in there. It's just so pretty. Okay. Now we're going to come across here, bring the road like this. Now, I've been letting my road dry the rest of the way here. Leave a little bit of that lighter stuff in here. And then I want to come in and I'm going to change my color a little bit. I'll take a little burnt sienna, a little bit of blue. Okay, and I'll just kind of come across here. I'll drop it, make it look like it's going down in one of those ruts like that. And I'll just connect my shadow like this. Let it get a little lighter. Isn't that lovely? I'm going to see here some of that. I don't want it to be that important. Across the bottom, I don't want a lot of activity going on. How's it looking out there? Okay. Now, before I take my last 5 minutes, I'm saving for the house. Before I do that, I would love to have a little bit more of my moss showing. Except this time, I'll have my moss a little bit darker. Let's get a little more blue in there. Always flip that moss over a little bit. Like it's got a little bit of breeze. I think it helps it a little. And then we'll even have a little bit coming from up here, just to break this corner up a little bit more. Why not just connect all of this? All right, then we're going to take the blue and the brown. Get a pretty strong dark while it's wet. Capture some of this. Okay, and then let's get a little bit of a darker color here. We'll make out like our limbs coming out. Maybe put a little something in here coming through. Some of those whatevers. And on the opposite side, I'm going to have a little bit of that lighter moss coming down here, like it's connected. Can't be scared. Sometimes maybe you probably should be, but got to take those risks. Okay, now I'm just going to taper this where I don't have one straight one coming down.
I was going to say, it looked like you needed a branch or something coming out of there.
Right. That still may not be a bad idea, but okay. Lastly, now let's just do the house. Now see, again, except for that little bit of time that I used that brush there, I'm still using this brown brush. And you know, the house is white. Let's get a little bit more red in there. Now you just got to get good control of your brush here. I know it's just got regular little railings at the top. I'm going to come in and do this. And do this. Now this one's really easy to do. Now I'm going to come across here and I'm going to do this the same, relatively dark. But since I don't have the railing here,
Need some more water.
no, it's fine. Thank you. I'm just going to soften this like this. See that? I'm always telling my students if it's related to, you know what, I forgot to step. That's no big deal.
Put it elevated.
I forgot the steps on it. We just took care of that problem. Is this a piece of cake or what?
Well, we'll find out in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do if you run out of time? Just leave it?
I never run out of time. It just doesn't happen. You ask them. All the years I've been doing this, I've never gone over.
No. I wish I had room for a commercial and everything. Can't lose the stuff we use.
We're gonna get this, leave that like that, and then we're gonna come over this bottom part. We're gonna do the same thing. Now there's columns down here, so we want to make this a little bit thicker and taper it. Put a little shadow. Mr. Thomas, are you still out there?
Yeah.
Great.
Can always play some guitar music.
Okay,
What do you think?
there you go. Okay, now. I could probably leave this, probably be better if I did, but I want to darken it just a little bit right under here. I just can't resist it because I think it just really gives it the ambiance that it needs. So we're going to do that. Those colors tend to dry quite a bit lighter. We're going to come down like that, and then down below here, I'm just going to take solid black. Not mess around. Okay, let's take a number 8 brush here, because that's the one I have handy. See if we can get a good point on it. Now, I might straighten some of these areas out a little bit here. I really don't care. But, all right, now what I want to do, this is a railing. So I'm going to come across, put my railing like this. Okay, and then we have another area on the bottom of it where the railing ends. This comes through. And then you just want to go back like this now.
Paint all the shadows in and you got a house.
That's it. And it pretty well takes care of itself. And then we're going to come down here, the base, kind of show like we got a little darker green stuff growing along the bottom here. And we just want to come up, show the old picket fence. And it really had one. Now see, I'll let this dry, and after I put the roof on it, I might tone some of it down a little bit. But we'll do that. And then I think we need the old door in the front, so I have one here, had one over here, and we might want to put a couple of windows like this, whether they were there or not. I don't think they're here. Okay, now lastly, I'm going to take a little bit, I'm going to repeat that burnt sienna color here, and we're just going to come across like this. I'm going to go down like this. I'm going to do that. If I feel like it needs to be a little stronger, maybe by the edge, so we don't lose it, we'll come in and do that. Okay, now I'm gonna let that dry for just a second. I think
It kind of looks like the roof's dipping down. You can't
The what now?
see it. Looks like it's dipping down right in the middle.
What's that?
The roof right there.
Man, oh, it's an old house.
It was like 16 something, wasn't it?
She finished that 1789. I mean, she just finished that big full color painting. She's teaching me already, man. I like that.
Dangerous now.
Okay, now let's just do I'm waiting for that to dry, then I'm gonna just put a couple of quick strokes. So I want to make sure I have this come out a little bit. Not a big detail, but it's good. I just think that kind of finishes off the ambiance of what we're trying to get down here. Now, while I'm waiting for this to dry so I can put the final part there, I feel like this is still competing. Let's get some opinions on that. Kind of feel like, huh? I kind of feel like I need to tone this down. I don't, you know, it's really a good question because,
I like the way it looks.
well, see, is there a competition?
No, I don't think so.
This
Look
is,
at it up
this
here.
is a scientific opinion poll.
Well, they both sort of.
No, it's perfect. It gives me the
Act
feeling
as
of
an
a really
area of
bright,
interest.
great day, and it makes these shades even look better having it this bright. I really love
Well,
this.
you know what?
It looks like that's just the entry to the house,
Yeah,
kind
there's
of.
nothing wrong with
Yeah.
having.
Okay, now watch, I'm gonna
area.
cast a little shadow here. Watch how simple I'm gonna do this thing. And I'm gonna cast another shadow out here. And I'm gonna
Let's
cast,
get you an airplane flying over.
there you go.
Oh, that's the dormers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And then so we can make it look a little bit more like we want it to, I'll just put some green shutters here. And you see, I've just got that look, and that's all I need. And I think I need to call this thing finished,
right on time.
okay? Oh, okay, since I drew these lines, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put these.
Stop where
No,
you're
I gotta do it, yeah, I know, you're right. I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple of limbs coming out like this, just because I want something to be in front of there. And then we'll put,
Oh yeah.
I just didn't want that to end monotonously. And I don't think you can put too much moss on this thing. Now, let's put some shadows on that. Done deal.
It's beautiful.
That's
Except
what
for
we
one
gotta
thing.
do. We gotta do that by noon.
Oh yeah, man.
Shoot.
Those of you that wanted to, it'd be a lot of fun to do, but now watch how I'm gonna do one little thing that I felt like I need to do here. Taking a little white paint. See, just a little bit of highlight sometimes, I think. Put a little bit of definition. See how that just separates all that. Felt like I needed some more continuity here. Done deal.
Put your hands behind your back.
That's it.
Yeah. Don't look at it.
And we're gonna call it finished. Now, you know, what about our roof? Do I need a little more color on that roof?
No, sunlit.
Sunlit, you're right. You got it. Listen to this guy, man.
We just
He
want
didn't even
to
know what a bottle was a year ago. Whoo, doggy. Oh, yeah.
Pretty, pretty.
Very nice. Oh, that is beautiful. Yeah.
Well, y'all are very kind.
So you have one sketched out for us that we can
Yeah.
use that already?
Y'all wanna do it?
That one's good.
I tell you, it's
I
fun.
love the colors in it.
Yeah, and you know what, Joe? I forgot to do my colors in between, but I think that'll be enough on this one. I think they can.
What colors in between?
Well, Joe was wanting me to. I said I'm going to do this, and I'm gonna take more.
Oh, more shots.
I'm going to take more shots.
Oh,
see,
okay.
I could have, but I think it's
I think you got 3. You got your
Yeah.
sketch. You got one about halfway in the end. That's okay.
okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying. As you do it.